Goggins Challenge 23 up here in Scotland. It's December, which means two things are certain: rain and darkness. We got them both to kick this off. Hi and welcome to this video where I'll be attempting the David Goggins challenge. But I'm not going to do it once, I'm going to do it twice and maybe actually a bit more.
What an idiot!
A bit about myself. My name is Toby and I'm a husband and I'm a father of 6. And I'll be sharing with you as much as I can in terms of meals that I'm eating, recovery, prepping, in between runs, what I'm doing. So come along for the ride. Coming up for the halfway point. There we are. So one of the things I'm doing is shower after the runs and then put my running gear on straight away. So I know that I've got everything for the next run. Just coming back home. Still feeling good. It's a lot of uphill, that's for sure. That's going to be slowing me down a bit. Both the city route as well as the route in the Pentlands. There's a lot of uphill and downhill segments to it. But apart from that, feeling strong, feeling good, but the work is just about to start. Run number 3, midnight run, and I did go to bed beforehand. I had about an hour's sleep. I was debating, you see so many people doing this challenge, and I think the consensus seems to be stay up to midnight and then sleep. However, I know that the kids are going to be up at 6:30 in the morning, so we'll not be able to get that sleep. Okay, here we are back again after the midnight run. Just sharing with you what I'm doing in terms of recovery. So having one of these noon hydration tablets, some electrolytes. Number 1, my protein flapjack, and the all-time favorite Serene banana loaf. So that's coming in now. Gonna have a shower quickly, do the laundry, and then try and sleep some more. Who's excited for 4 AM runs? Oh yes, one of us at least. Number 4 definitely feels harder getting out of bed now, just in terms of legs. I need to do some massage gun treatment here just to loosen up a bit. Got the dog with me this time just for some companionship, which is quite nice. Kind of mind games are kicking in when you're getting up. I'm just kind of thinking, how many more times do you have to do this? So I'm trying to break it into chunks. Obviously, best advice being focus only on the next one. That can be hard at times. So the way I'm approaching it is, most of the time I will have runs in the Pentlands during the day, daytime, i.e. 8 AM, 12 PM, 4 PM, and running on the road here for the other 3. So this one being the last one, I'm thinking, okay, that's the first set of these done. So that makes it easier. Just gamifying it a bit, and yet at the same time trying to stop myself from thinking ahead. Just thinking, get this done and focus on the amazing feeling that is getting into the door, because it really is. That's it, back in the house and my sleeping quarters for the next few nights. It's coming in for 5, so I'd like to go to bed again, but the problem being I need a shower, something to eat, something to drink, be quick with that. It's 20 minutes, but then by the time I've settled, the kids are probably up again. So what I might do is then just prepare breakfast for everybody. So get a bit of ahead there. Oh, there we are. First morning run done, and amazingly, it starts out in the dark, but it ends being more or less light. The different routes also make a difference, obviously, because the day route is over the hills, and it is absolutely flooded. Like, it's more like a duathlon, like swimming through the stuff. And yeah, just kind of from a nutrition point of view, this morning, scrambled eggs from our chickens, which is great, with some extra salt, so that worked well, and a coffee. I'll keep caffeine fairly low because I don't want to disrupt any sleeping patterns. If there's a chance to have a nap during the day, I want to grab it. Next run is going to be in about 2 hours time now. So recovery here is not as long, but it's daylight, so that makes up for it. So run number 6 and 7, for transparency, are not within the limits of the 4-8-12. I've started this one at 11. I'm going to start the next one shortly after 3. I'm sure David Goggins will disagree.
Stay hard, that's all I got. If you're confused, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Merry Christmas.
The reason why I'm changing the cadence is due to family commitments, because I need to still put up the Christmas lights outside, and then we've got a concert for the kids at school, and then the kids have sports practice, which means I need to run home, meet the family at home, and then take the kids. And the reason I'm telling you that is just to show a challenge like that is absolutely possible also for parents to do. It definitely requires planning. It requires a partner or spouse who is in support of what you're doing, and I'm very, very grateful, very lucky to have a wife who supports this nonsense. And also, to iterate, I'm a heavy guy, 92 kilograms. I have not built up my stamina or my legs for 30 miles, 50 miles, 70 miles or more, but I'm testing my grit, and more importantly, I'm testing the promise to myself, the promise I made to my family when I wrote down my schedule and I pinned it in the kitchen, and I said, look, this is ridiculous, I'm going to do this. You guys know I'm nothing special. To just show them that with determination and hard work and consistency, you can achieve things that you really thought were beyond your reach and impossible for somebody like you. Here we are, round number 7. That was hard getting out of the car, to be honest. I had my toddler falling asleep on me, stroking him. It was nice and warm, and the rain was beating down on the car. But I also knew there's no way I'm not going to do this, and that conviction is so important. And then have dinner together, and then we'll see what the evening brings. Here we are, second midnight run, certainly feeling stiff, getting out of bed, and temperature dropped considerably. Freezing temperatures now, so we got out the tights. Talk to you about the carrot and stick scenario that's got going on. After the 8 p.m. run, I put a pizza in the oven that my wife got me, which is amazing, and I've got more than half of that left, so that's waiting at home, so that's quite nice. And then the other thing I'm doing to help myself tonight is I laid out all the clothing that I need for this time, and for the 4 a.m. run. So trying to make sure there's something to look forward to and no friction. Just get out of the door, get it done, and actually now just get back into bed. Hey, there we go. That's that run done. 4 miles, 45 minutes and 28 seconds. So certainly slowing down, but also with the view of needing to continue. If I was just doing the 4x4 by 48, then this would have been the second last run, with the last run coming up, and I think you will approach it a bit differently. I remember last time the last run was the fastest. That's not going to happen this time. But yeah, just wanted to quickly recap because I didn't really film anything in the last 2 runs. So the midnight one and the 4 a.m. one all went okay. It got really cold at one point, and then it got really windy, and then the rain came back in.
Oh, it's good Scottish weather, man.
So this was actually the first run, so this was run 11 without any rain, which was quite nice. And in terms of just kind of nutrition throughout the night,
The meatloaf!
at one point I had some cereal, at one point I had pizza, as I talked about. But the main thing is really trying also to hit the protein goal. So I'll try to aim for about 200 grams. So what I'll do now is go inside, have a shower, put up some more Christmas lights, do some work on the laptop. I'm finishing up a book which is called the Hybrid Dad Blueprint, and if you want to have a free version of the book, then if you head to my website, link below, just sign up and I'll send it through to you when it's ready. It's a kind of guide to the way I'm approaching life, which is that kind of hybrid lifestyle, which means for dads to say, okay, you know, we are dads first and foremost, but we are also, you know, potentially leaders at work, and we also need to look at ourselves, make sure that our personal growth doesn't suffer. And the hybrid athlete approach obviously being that you're working on endurance and strength at the same time, so you want to level them up together. And I think the hybrid dad lifestyle for me is very much similar in the vein that he's saying, I want to be better at work, I want to be better family man, better husband, better dad, but I also want to be better, I want to become better. And this challenge for sure is part of that, to find something that really scared me. The mental game is so tough, even the first night, knowing you have another 3 nights to come, another 9 runs at nighttime is all not easy to kind of deal with. And it really is about just focusing on the next one, focusing on the next one. And then I'm just proving to myself, how far can I push it? Run number 12. This should be the end, and it would be the end if you weren't that dumb to continue on like I'm about to. So just past the halfway point, and this is what I'm running into. Anybody from Scotland will understand that this in December is a gift. I've been out here now for nearly 48 hours, and this is the first direct sunlight I'm receiving. Alright, number 13 is nearly done. This is feeling amazing. I have no idea where this energy is coming from, but man, we never know when we're done, truly done. And if we stop beforehand, we might miss out on something amazing. Midnight run, night number 3, just past the, there we go, just past the halfway point. However, I am
still running away from home. And the reason for that is that on run number 1, my Garmin, it only recorded about 2.5 miles instead of the 4. And I made a promise to myself that I will make up that mileage. There's 2 reasons for it. And 1, it's integrity, telling myself I will have that 100 mile on my Strava. Number 2 being, it would make a really dumb YouTube thumbnail, wouldn't it? 4x4 by 98.73 or something. That won't work. Using these nighttime runs, but I still feel okay to make up the mileage. We'll see you again for the morning run shortly. Welcome to day 4 of this insanity, coming up for 66 miles total, which is more than double than what I've ever run in a similar time period. It certainly was very hard to drag myself out of bed, or the couch, which is my bed at the moment. The best thing was just a fresh cup of coffee and some greens and electrolytes. Just helped get everything going. There we go, halfway. So I'm assuming I'll get slower. Maybe have to put in some more walking. That's okay. Who's the competition? Nobody out here. Never was. It's you versus you. And if we're being honest, that's the only competition that counts. Making sure we get better every day, a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be getting faster. It can be more compassionate, or be calmer, or whatever it is. That's the whole point. Forging a better version of myself, knowing that my perceived limits were rubbish, and setting the right example. Okay, last 8 p.m. run. It was hard getting going just now. We had a family movie night with grandparents and a takeaway, and having to put on my stuff and leave the warm and cozy home when I'm really exhausted and my legs don't want to move. Well, that's the whole point. That is the whole point of this challenge, of doing it this long, is to come to this point here and then finding the inner strength to keep going. I'll see you at night time.
Right, this is it. It's nearly 4 a.m. now, Saturday. This is the last of the night runs for this challenge. And man, I mean, you can hear voice is kind of a bit croaky. Certainly started to develop a cough, which I know the family will absolutely love. You know, that not only was I selfish enough to do this, I'm not 100% now, which is fantastic, I guess. I hope this won't last long. I hope this is really just like, you know, body just kind of shutting down, saying, no, mate, enough. And that's fair enough. It is enough. My legs are so-so. Left calf isn't happy. Right knee is definitely not happy at all. But it really is, you know, it just needs to stop, I guess. But there we are. So last night run, and I'll see you again when hopefully the sun is up.
All right, welcome to run number 24. That's 4 days done after this, and truth be told is batteries are emptied, utterly, completely drained. Nothing left there. This is 3 times further than I've ever run in a week, so my legs are just finished. It's all mental now. Where's that point I wanted to reach, to know, even though it's just a grind, I won't stop. So that's been accomplished. Got one more round and I'll see you for the end.
That's the key. Breathe.
Alright, here we are, run number 25. Finishing it all up. Just at the halfway point. Bringing it home now. Still can't believe I did this. It's amazing sometimes when you surprise yourself and do something you can be proud of. It was hard, but good.
And there we are, 100 miles are in the book. The 4x4 by 100 challenge is done. It's now a couple of days afterwards. I feel more or less normal. I feel much better than I did actually after my recent ultra marathon in the Highlands, which was a third of the distance. I think the breaking up of the running really helps because it gives you time to recover, it gives you time to put your feet up, to massage your feet, to have a bath if you have time for that, whatever it may be. The biggest thing I would say for me as a personal takeaway from this challenge is I kept a promise to myself. I kept a promise that I would do 4x4 by 100, not by 48, not by 72, but by 100. And that is so far out of my comfort zone. But I kept the promise, and that really is something that will stay with me. That I know, when the going gets tough, I know I can persevere. I know I'm resilient to face challenges. And that's what the whole thing is about. It's inviting adversity into our lives to see if we can become more than we think we can and cope with stuff that will come up that isn't comfortable and that isn't pleasurable, but we know we can persevere. I think that has a huge carryover in all areas of life, and that was the point. That was the point of the challenge, and I'm glad I got it done. I'm also glad it's over. I don't think I'll do this again. So thank you very much for watching the video, and if you haven't done so, if you want to give it a like and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this nonsense that I'm up to in between family life and work and trying to become a better version of myself through physical exercise and all sorts of things, then this might be for you. But also I'd really love to hear if you've done Goggins before. Have you done this challenge before or something similar? Drop it in the comments. It would be really cool to hear from you. So thank you very much, and I see you next time.